Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Gruggs here, Legion Tactical Cutlery. Welcome back to another Legion premiere. And today, I have something that I have been wanting to get for a long time, and now I do have it. It is the Holtzman's Guerrilla Survival Congo in D2 steel. First time I saw this knife was on some bushcraft or outdoorsman. He was using this knife, and you know how you can look at a knife and pretty much tell what that person is using, even though, you know, they're not highlighting the knife or not reviewing the knife, but they are utilizing a knife in the video. I asked the guy, what is it that you're carrying? I can't recognize it. It looked really cool. Sure enough, it was the Congo, but Holtzman's at the time wanted over 150 bucks. Then there was shipping and tax and all that stuff. So I have foregone, purchasing this knife. But recently they had a sale. And as I tape this, the sale is still going on. They have a version with green handles, olive drab green handles, and this version right here, black handles with green liners. We'll get into it. What is everybody carrying today? Once again, I am carrying my ProTek Godson. Okay, let me all know what you guys are carrying. Let's go over the specs, and then there's a lot to this knife that I want to show you, which I think is very, very cool. Let me just pull up the specs here and we will get started. So once again, this is the Holtzman's Guerrilla Survival Congo. I think it's one of their best looking knives in their whole fleet. Okay, I do have one other knife from these guys that I did test out, and it did very well. The only thing I didn't do was a tip test, and later on, as I watched other reviewers test out the Bushwhacker, I think it was called, tip broke off. So in any case, I'll get to it. Let's go over the specs. Once again, this is the Congo. Overall length is 12.44 inch. Blade length 7.3 inch. Blade steel is D2. Blade hardness is 58 to 60 HRC. Blade thickness is 0.16 inch. Handle length is 5.31 inch. And the handle material is a G10, and it does come in black or green, and it features a full tang lanyard hole, Kydex Sheath, TekLoc, Ferro Rod, and Scraper. Pretty nice box also, so fantastic. Let me see if there's anything else here that I would like to mention to anybody. I don't think so. Okay. Let's check out this knife. All right, because I think the design is pretty cool. There's a little concerns that I have about this knife. I did pay for this knife. Actually, let me see real quick if that sale is still going on. 1 second, troops, okay? Because I think it's pretty important that I show you this for those who are interested in this knife, okay? So it's Holtzman's Guerrilla Survival website, right? And then you search for Congo, and 2 results show up, okay? You can see right there. Okay, they were 150 bucks, and now they're on sale for $49.95. Not sure why. I don't know if it's a popular seller. There is not one review of this particular knife on YouTube that I can tell. Let me know if maybe I missed it, but you look for Holtzman Guerrilla Congo D2 and I don't get anything. I get a whole bunch of knives, other knives from Holtzman's Guerrilla, but it's a pretty good price. I mean, I would never pay 150 bucks for this knife, but 50 bucks, I'm good to go, man, let me tell you. So I just want to pass this on to you for those who are interested. I know some of you already have, gone to the website and purchased it. So I'm going to show you this real quick. You can pause on it or go to the website right there, holtzmanssurvival.com, search Congo, and you'll get these two. And hopefully if you're interested, you will get them. You know, it's up to you. All right, so now that I got that out of the way, let's show you this knife. I like this design, okay? It goes up, you know, midway, and then it cuts across right over here all the way to the top. Now this came in an oil plastic. The oil kind of dried, it seemed, so I had to take off the plastic, and there was all kinds of markings, so I just put some WD-40 on here. It's still streaking, but again, it's a tool, all right? But I think the black coated blade in D2 looks freaking awesome, all right? Hold on a second. Check that out. I like that. I do like this type of grind over here. I think it's unique. I don't remember seeing this on any other type of blade. Tells you D2 steel, very small font. It does have the Gorilla logo. I think I would have done without the Gorilla logo on there, but I'm sure with use, it's probably going to come off or get nice and dark. There is a generous sharpening choil here, but not a finger choil. It's too small, too small. It did come very, very sharp out of the box. Now, I saw two little glints over here. All right, that bugged the living hell out of me. So I broke this out and just did a little bit of honing with the ceramic rod, and now it's gone. Then I stropped it a bit. No more glinting. So easy to sharpen for sure. There's the other side of the blade. I don't know, it's got this wicked look to it. You know, it's drop point, clip point. I don't know what it is, but it's straight over here. There's no curvature, so I guess that would be technically a drop point. However, I like the look. You know, I like the design, the way they did it. Here's my concern. Look at that tip over there. That's thin. That's it. Now, the person who tested that bushwhacker, he tested out the tip, you know, he did that back and forth motion and it snapped. So that's a concern for me. I don't know if I'm going to be using this knife to do much tip work with it. But I am going to, if I do decide to test this, because I purchased it on my own. So when I purchase things on my own, I usually take my time to test things. But if I am going to use it, I'm going to make a divot and see how that performs. It's okay. It's decently thick, you know, not too thick. It's still full tang goodness though, okay? You can see full tang goodness all the way through. The handle feels great, you know. Black G10 with green liners. I kind of like that. It's kind of like a fluorescent green. I would have rather had an, you know, olive drab, but I guess the good news is if you drop it during fall season or whatever and it gets intermixed within the leaves, maybe this will you know, pop and you could see it. So full tang goodness for sure. It's got a guard, no scalloping. It is just, it's not contoured, but it's not completely blocky either. You could see the rounded off edges here, so it should be very comfortable in the hand. You know, if you're going to use it as a camp knife, perform camp kitchen tasks or some slight, you know, woodwork, I think this knife will do you if you're interested. Removable scales, it seems. Lanyard, it did come with this lanyard. It actually came with a long lanyard. I had to cut it a little bit and then seal up the ends over here. But I'll show you the rest of it in the box. I like it. Ever since I saw that guy using it in his video, and again, he wasn't testing it out. He was just a, I don't know, camper or hiker, and he had this knife. And I asked him, I'm like, what is that knife that you're carrying? Because it looked really good. This is it right here, baby. Seems very simple, you know, very simplistic, straightforward design. Let me just hold this a couple of different ways for everybody. No hot spots that I can feel. Feels good. Let me just switch, do the reverse grip. Okay, you can see that. Even with the guard, it doesn't feel so bad on my hand. Let me just switch this around. Okay. And you can definitely fit 2 more fingers here. So if you got a big hand, which some of my subscribers do, this might be the knife for you. Okay. And I just think it's slick. I think it's pretty sweet, man. I would definitely, I don't know, I'm not getting the right focus over here, not sure why. I would definitely thicken this up a bit over here. Just got to be careful when using this, right? In any case, that is the knife, troops. Pretty nice knife for 50 bucks. You know, that's a whole lot of D2 steel right here for 50 bucks, man. So just that alone, if you're a collector and you're interested in something like this design, this brand, here you go. Now, let's take a look at the sheath. The sheath is excellent. Very thick, high quality Kydex, okay? And it has a couple of features. It has this draw snap over here. We're gonna pop in a knife, and it will hold the knife in properly. It comes with this Ferro rod holder and this scraper holder, so that's nice. Okay, you're getting that for 50 bucks. You're getting this high quality Kydex sheath, right, with the knife for 50 bucks. You've got this leather snap strap over here, included for 50 bucks. You got the Ferro rod that comes with it, okay? Now, I'm not sure if this is a genuine Swedish or Chinese Ferro. I will test it out. However, it's got G10 scales and the green liners, so that's nice. So for 50 bucks, that's a steal in my book, man. Because some of these Ferro rods are what? They're anywhere from 5 to 20 bucks. And then you have the little scraper, which I would use, right? Because they got one. Might as well use it. Here you go. It's got a nice little scraper and the scraper holder. Fantastic, man. I mean, that's really nice for the price that I got this for. And you've got rivets, so you know you can opt for a pouch, maybe. You know, you put a pouch, or maybe you reconfigure this a little bit, or you screw in the pouch, adding to this. Comes with a TekLoc, okay. You can configure it for upright or scout carry. It has the tabs that are removable completely or adjustable. Or you could just remove one and use one, depending on your belt size. I've used this TekLoc many times for hikes and stuff like that. It works. Let's pop the knife in. Now, it fits in pretty tight. So without that snap, the retention is good and quiet, all right? But to further secure the knife, you see that the strap snaps in and will hold that knife in place for some kind of, I don't know, hard bump or something. Now, what I like about this is completely move this out of the way. You could use this little area with your thumb and take the knife out. So very, very nice setup all together, okay? So let me pop this knife out. I'm going to show you the box, because the box is fancy too. Kind of like the box. So if you're a collector, I think you're going to really enjoy this. Damn it. Can never get this right, troops. Sorry about that. Okay, good. Yeah, it's centered. Let me just move this right here for now. So check out this box, man. It comes in a nice box, so if you wanted to gift it to somebody, I mean $50, give it to somebody for their birthday or holiday or what have you, but it's got a nice box inside the box. Okay, it comes with a little warning on how to sharpen, how to oil, etc., which is, you know, nice. And it has this styrofoam material, okay? They come with 2 gel packs to keep the knife nice and dry. a thank you, right? And then some more foam in here. I don't know what that is out there. Some more foam in here. This is where the sheath came. This is where the knife was wrapped in plastic. This was, here's a little bit more extra paracord if you want to, you know, tie it up to the scraper. You can. I used half of it to tie on the handle as a lanyard. This is where the scraper was. Here is a tool if you want to remove, you know, the ferro rod holder or the scraper holder. Okay, if you want to remove it, they include that, which is nice. And this is where the ferro rod was. So all in all, a very nice box, nice package. Awesome, would be awesome for a gift. And again, these are on sale, 50 bucks. Now, I purchased this. I owe this guy nothing, absolutely zero. However, I got to tell you guys, for 50 bucks, and you use this knife as a knife rather than, you know, however, maybe abuse that I do. I think this is fine for the money. You know what I mean? So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the box. So let me just put everything away, and then we'll check out the sharpness of this knife. All right, so there you go. Now again, I'm not going to bullshit anybody, you know. When I did open up the box and the knife, and I just noticed it today, there was some glint, just two little glints, and I used my work sharp to get those glints out. So the knife is honed very nicely. So I've got some paper here for everybody, because we all know how much everybody loves paper cuts. I guess a lot of people judge a knife on the paper. So, and it was just as sharp. All right, it was just as sharp out of the box, and there will be some subscribers who will attest to that, because they told me it's really sharp out of the box. So perfect, man. Okay, so just so that you all know, it is sharp out of the box. Now, and I have a little bit of wood there, but let me just test out this little piece right here of rope. Okay, real easy, real easy. I have paracord, but the rope did the job. Now, I'd rather show people the wood, because this is some hard stuff, and I just like to make little curls for everybody. Let's see. There you go, man. Now, when I honed this knife, it was just a few strops, you know, a few passes, literally on each side, and then I stropped it with the leather. Okay, there you go, right there. Nice and sharp. You're not going to go wrong with this, man. $50. I don't know. I say grab it as long as you're not going to abuse it. I think this will be a good camp knife, you know. They're saying it's a survival knife. However, I am skeptical about this tip. Sorry, I just am. And I don't even know what the warranty is like on this one. I don't know if it's... I didn't read the warranty, so that's something I want to do first before, you know, I want to do any kind of hardcore testing. However, again, for 50 bucks, man, this is sweet. All right, you get all that. You get D2, you get G10 scales, you get an amazing looking Kydex sheath here. All right, with Ferro Rod that has the G10 on it, and the scraper also has G10 with the green liners. It's nice, man. It is nice. Maybe as a suggestion, I don't know if they're going to discontinue this or not. Who knows? But as a suggestion, you know, I would rather see maybe a leather belt loop or nylon belt loop instead, a dangler of some sort, rather than the TekLoc. But That's just me. All right, troops, look, I hope you enjoyed this. I really appreciate you all taking the time to check it out, man. And, you know, go check it out on the Holtzman website. See if, you know, if this is something that you want to add to your collection, you know, or just use it as a knife, you know. There's so many of you out there who say, well, you just got to use that knife as a knife. Well, here's an opportunity, man. All right, troops. Thanks again. Really appreciate it. Let me bring awareness to everybody. Hashtag 22 a day. Hashtag 22 a day no more. There are veterans and active military who wants to get out of the service. They do face a lot of challenges. And unfortunately, one of these challenges is suicide. So at the end of this video, okay, once we're done, go check out the comment section and the description section. And please seek the help you all have earned and deserve. Troops, Legionnaires, and new recruits, let me know what you think about this knife. Let me know if you decided to purchase it. For the price, I think it's not bad. Again, I think it's one of Holtzman's best looking knives. Man, if this was in CPM 3V or DC 53, man, oof, this would be awesome. In any case, at the ready, troops, hold the line. Take care.